Hello, everybody, and welcome to the SpitBalling podcast, the podcast where we talk about topics and shit and random other crap. Joining me today is Jarber from the Jarbops YouTube channel.
Greetings, peasants!
Also joining me today is Chicken from the ChickenStrips 87 Twitch channel.
What's up, fools?
And Muppet from the Muppeteer Twitch channel.
Hi.
Alright, is everyone ready for the first question? I'm going to take the silence as yes.
Yeah, sure.
What is the spiciest thing you've ever eaten?
Ooh, the world's hottest chip.
Ooh, okay. I don't think we have that in Britain. The spiciest thing I've ever
have the
eaten
world's
was at
hottest-
Jarber's birthday party.
Oh god.
Yeah.
That was so funny. We were just stood there recording you as you both died on the sofa.
Oh my god. I hope that we don't have that footage anywhere, because that was cringy.
I don't know where it is. It was on my dad's old phone, I think. So I'm gonna have to look back and try to find
Oh
it.
dear.
But
But yeah,
honestly, it
no,
was
so
so
that was...
funny. I
But that
made
was
him and
Ghost
my other
Chilies.
mate-
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Ghost Chili Pepper. I made him and my other mate eat that, and we filmed it whilst they slowly, basically died on the sofa.
It was painful. And,
Couch.
and afterwards, you guys were like, here's, milk and, some tomato juice. And I was like, oh, God. The mixture was not good.
Well, you know.
Yummy.
But, I mean, it helped a little bit. But yeah, so you've had the world's hottest chip. Me and Jarber have both had ghost peppers. Muppet,
I
what?
actually have the world's hottest chocolate bar in my fridge right now.
Eat it now on stream.
No.
Eat it on the podcast.
It sucks
Answer your...
so much.
Actually, you could do your topic while you are eating the world's hottest chocolate.
Hold on, I will pull it out. There's barely any left, but you can see how
Please don't
small
pull it
it is.
Out of context, I want that saved and sent to me now.
You could clip this. This YouTube video is available to be clipped for the minimum price of £0.0.
Oh, I don't want to clip an entire hour. Please just cut that out and send it to me. I want that.
I'll
as
do that in editing.
Put it as one of your things. What did you say? Was it?
I'll pull it out.
It's so small. I'll pull it out. It's so
You'll see how
small.
small it is. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh,
What are you
God.
guys laughing about, huh?
Nothing.
Nothing,
We're just
we're-
laughing about how I'm I don't know. I'm smart.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
those
that's
chocolate bars?
100% what it was. All right, so currently on you guys won't be able to see it, but there's a small bit of chocolate that he has in a little dime bag for some reason.
It looks like beef jerky,
It's like
but
drugs.
just the end of it. at
Yeah,
the bottom
it's
of the
literally
bag.
in a Ziploc sealed bag.
Yeah, it's so tiny.
Another one to be clipped. All right, so let's go to our first topic of the day. So,
Give me a second.
Where's he going?
oh god, he's running
I'm
away
putting
again.
it back.
Putting his chocolate back. It's like, I don't want you to think I'm weird peasant.
Oh well. Hold on. While he's away, I'm just gonna check who wants to do their topic first.
Who's got a topic ready? Because I have.
I have a topic.
Huh?
Do you have a topic, Chicken?
No.
Okay. So starting us off, Jarber, would you like to start with your topic?
Yeah, I want to bring it back to the metaverse.
Oh, fuck's sake!
Oh.
This again?
Oh,
Yes, it's again, because it is very interesting.
Yeah.
And the
Little do
idea-
you guys
the
know,
idea of it-
outside of the podcast, YouTube audience, this is all Jarber talks about. Day and night, he wakes up,
Yeah,
praises a poster of Mark Zuckerberg, gets up, puts his headset on. No, anyway, yeah, so your topic, the metaverse. Anything particular about it, or just in general again?
well, just the idea of it. By the way, the metaverse doesn't necessarily have to associate with Mark Zuckerberg. Just because he named his company Meta, the metaverse the metaverse concept itself has existed prior to Facebook being.
Yeah,
now
but
called
because
Meta.
given the name metaverse, it came from them. So, but okay, so the idea of a mass VR or a mass
Universe,
VR
yeah.
universe. Okay.
Basically like Internet 2.0. Instead of you know observing the internet through a smartphone or anything, you're actually experiencing it.
Yeah. Okay,
So,
so
okay.
so
So
yeah.
you're not, no, yeah.
Yeah.
And the idea of having a universe that you can just go to, like you can have your own character, your
Like you
own.
can escape from reality and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, not
Mm.
necessarily escape from reality, but enhance reality as a whole.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's one of the
Because-
dangers with the metaverse as a concept, is the idea that people might use it to just escape their
Yeah,
reality.
but Elon Musk even said like no one's going to want to strap a screen like a big box to their face.
But he
Like,
thinks putting a microchip in your brain is a feasible idea, so
well,
I'll take that with a
Yeah.
pinch of
Yeah,
salt.
I know, but like, I mean, you're quite reluctant when it comes to technology and medical science mixing.
Yeah, to an extent.
For example, I mean, like, I'm not going to go into the whole vaccines, but like, I'm just going to say, like, obviously, you know, people are going to be wary about new things coming out, especially when it involves your own medical.
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
Well-being.
So, like, you bring out like, oh, here's a computer chip that you can put in your brain. It allows you to basically traverse the internet so much easier. You can think of things and you'll immediately know the answer. But effectively, it would make us geniuses for a start. But
I mean, hopefully, yeah.
but people aren't going to want to dive on that idea because there's so much. And like, what happens if someone can like modify it or like hack into it and then increase the electric charge in the battery or whatever there is? I mean, that's another thing. How do you charge it?
I think it works off the electrical
It
systems
could
in your body already. Because the body has
That's
a
a bit weird.
pre-existing electrical... I think the idea is just that pre-existing electronics go through the circuit, and that's how it works. It just diverts electrical signal.
That's a little bit scary.
Yeah,
That
oh
is
yeah,
really
100%.
Because that's a bit.
But then you think about it, there's already technologies
like,
that do that anyway, like pacemaker.
You could
Yeah.
see like the pure potential for this sort of technology. I
Hmm.
mean, if someone, for example, gets murdered or goes missing or anything,
Then you
people
could just
might be able to locate them, or people might be able to even like see how they died.
or
Like,
could,
so, or
like,
let's
Well,
just
like
have a look
yeah,
at
it's
what
like a robotic autopsy or something.
or maybe
Yeah.
like you can have like a lens in your eye, like a contact, and then they
Well,
can
this
see
is
who
the thing
killed
that
you.
I was saying to Jarber on the last podcast. Would it turn your ears into microphone, your eyes into cameras that could be accessed effectively? Or is that something that's way off into the future?
I
It's gonna
think
be something
I
way
think
off
that's
into the future.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
That's gonna
something
be
that
something off into the future.
I think the closest thing we would get to that is if like you could
Like,
you can buy
Jarber's
something.
glasses, like Jarber's
Yeah.
glasses.
Oh yeah,
pretty much.
Jarber got a pair of Ray-Ban glasses that are smart glasses, effectively. They've got cameras in, they can react to audio stimuli.
play music.
Yeah. Effectively, what a smartphone
Yeah.
can do minus the display capabilities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Effectively. Yeah. I mean, I can access my. For example, if I had a virtual assistant on my, what I can do is I can say, for example, Facebook, take a photo, or Facebook, take a video, and it will do that. But what I can also do is if I had, for example, a robotic assistant on my phone, I could actually use that through my glasses. I could say, I don't know, for example,
What's the weather today?
Siri, what's the weather today? And it will tell me through the glasses, like audio.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit
and
like
I think
smartwatches.
it's really that side of Meta, or that side of the idea of what Mark Zuckerberg is trying to push, like enhancing reality rather than just creating a new one.
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
Mm.
That sounds
does
really
sound
cool.
Oh yeah.
And when they release, because they said they wanted to release a pair of AR glasses by, I think it was next year or the year after, I will be getting them. I
Fair
don't
enough.
care how much they are. If they're as long as they're like below $2,000, I don't care. But
Yeah.
like, I will be getting them because having that ability to just effectively use a phone without having to use a phone. That and enhancing your ability. For example, I'm working on something that requires me to use mathematics. I can just see the problem and like immediately know the answer to it.
To be
And
fair,
I think it would
yeah.
become a very good educational tool as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, I think it's something that allows you to, and it's not going to remove the need for you to do any calculations yourself. It just makes it easier for people to visualize it and stuff. So there's not that worry of people getting more reliant on technology in a sense, which I quite like.
There is the fear of obviously technology getting a bit too advanced.
Yeah,
If you
A
know
bit
what
like
I mean.
the
There's
Wall-E situation.
kind of like there's
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know the
Yeah.
singularity. You know the
Yeah, yeah.
singularity. It's supposed to occur in like they predicted it to occur in about 2045.
Yeah,
Which is
where
basically
AI
yeah.
AI surpasses human intelligence.
I'll tell you something. I'll just sort of divert off my topic
Mhm.
slightly
Yeah.
by talking about what Elon Musk said. He said artificial intelligence doesn't necessarily have to be evil
Mm.
in order to eradicate us as a species.
Mm.
He said that imagine for example you're building a road and there's an anthill in the way of your road. Okay, you don't hate ants, but you're building a road.
Mm.
If you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
they'll probably see a way of enhancing the universe, the world, whatever,
Mm.
and they'll think and they could potentially see the human race as being just in the way,
Yeah. But then
and so they'll just
that calls into question what is morality? You know, is morality simply keeping humans alive, or is it just what does it relate to? Is life intrinsically valued?
like universally.
Yeah.
Probably not.
No.
It's not necessarily.
Effectively,
Is it? Once
no.
once artificial intelligence comes in, biological intelligent life will be obsolete and
I
useless.
don't agree with that per se. Because I think that both have an equal, especially when AI gets to a self-sustaining learning
Imagine you're on artificial
state.
intelligence, okay?
Yeah.
The same say you finally just achieve the fact that obviously now artificial intelligence can think like a person.
Mm.
Okay? But you could now know the answer to everything and come up with new ideas and new solutions for anything effectively.
Mm.
So effectively it makes you a super genius, okay? Does that not necessarily make everyone else obsolete and everyone else effectively useless?
Not
Because not only
necessarily.
do you not need to eat, you don't need to eat
Mm.
anymore. You don't need to sleep anymore. You don't need to, travel,
Mm.
pay for travel. Everything is digital. There is no need for a biological entity anymore.
Depends, because an AI has no way to increase its strength. To an extent.
If it's a free thinking artificial intelligence, it can build and create things the same way we can. Just literally,
Yeah, but
we have
like you say, the same way we can. So effectively, we just need to be able to keep our ability to
yeah, but that
create
means we'd have
things.
to update our brain like with the computer chips. We'd have to update our brain to keep up to date with artificial intelligence.
Not necessarily. The access to information, we have it already. We can already access all the information we need. Granted, it's not particularly.
It's not fast. It's not as
No, it's
fast
not.
as
It's not efficient. It's not efficient. Like if you want to find something, it is difficult to find the answer if you don't know the correct terminology and stuff. You can get led down rabbit holes. And to be fair, the internet is not what you see on the internet is not always the correct answer. It's just what someone has uploaded onto the internet. And that's the thing. AI hasn't really ever discovered anything. It takes pre-existing information. So with that, once it gets to a point where it can free think, it will then have to go through a period of discovery.
Yeah, but that would be relatively quick. Think about how quickly.
Yeah. Well,
think about how quickly a computer can process information. Pretty
yeah,
damn fucking quick.
but it still has to get to the location of where it has to, like, let's say a chemistry experiment. It would have to analyze everything, do the theory, find the actual chemicals involved or produce them, and, get a solid answer. Because there are things that work in theory that don't work in practice. There are things that work in practice that we don't have a good answer for in theory. So AI is still behind us in that respect.
Can simulate that, can't it?
Yeah, and again, that's a good theory, but simulations are not reality.
You can anyway. Well, think about it this way, okay? What's 77 divided by 9?
let's see, 77 divided by 9, so that would be 6 and...
What's 77 divided by 9?
Chicken being smart.
8.5555.
8.5 recurring.
Now think about how slow a human being had to take in order to work that out versus how quickly a computer can.
Yeah, but
Well,
the thing is, the
if you would-
Chicken just
You
showed
went
the
to a
interaction between
decimal.
the two. Because the thing is, why would a computer need to find that information in the first place?
Solving mathematics is the fundamental principle of the entire universe.
Yeah, but does it have a driving force to find... Like, we're assuming that AI has the same ideas as us, that it wants to explore the universe. What if AI
No,
got
not
to a
necessarily
point
explore
where
the universe, but like enhance like
itself?
like its own capabilities and and it's itself.
Hmm.
That's the thing, though. We will never know what it wants to do until it's made,
Until it's happening, yeah.
until it's created.
Hmm.
But like,
Hmm.
even then, it can go in multiple different ways, and then majority of them could potentially result in us being like exterminated.
There's a chance.
Because you look at
Yeah.
ant, like go back to the ant scenario, right? Okay,
Hmm.
ants are a civilization. They have like their queen. They have obviously worker ants, builder ants, soldiers, all that sort of stuff, right? Okay,
Hmm.
but we see them as just insects
Hmm.
because we're
To an
more
extent.
intelligent. We're free thinking.
Hmm.
Okay,
But
and
then,
so
to be
that's
fair...
probably how an AI would see us.
Ah,
They would see us as lesser beings. They would see
yeah,
us
but the
as
thing is,
they're
seeing
not
them as just
as
insects... Seeing them as just insects is a very narrow worldview, because a scientist would look at them and say that's part of an ecosystem, right?
Yeah.
Insects affect how birds eat. Birds affect how we eat. Stuff like that.
Yeah, but we're not. We're not. That's the difference, though. We're not relevant to this world.
In what way?
Well, we're not. We're not. We're damaging the environment more than we're aiding it.
Hmm.
Whereas every other creature on planet Earth is aiding the environment rather than damaging it.
Nope, not true.
Well,
Cattle cause more CO2 emissions
Yeah,
than...
but who made cattle breed to the point where they expand over the Earth?
Okay, yeah.
We did.
And you're saying then...
we did that damage.
But do you think an AI would be altruistic enough to not do the same thing?
Well, yeah, because they don't need
give
to.
it-
They don't need resources like we do.
Yeah, but do they have
We need
inbuilt
food,
morality?
medicine, sleep, all that sort of stuff.
Okay.
I
And
don't.
they can
you
follow.
can't-
They can follow a goal a lot easier than we can because like they can just
Yeah.
be programmed to follow it
Hmm.
without like somebody.
Ah, but the
If we
idea is
didn't
they wouldn't be
It's like-
programmed at all.
If we didn't need sleep, heat, food to survive, we would probably be ridiculously overpowered.
But then to
And
be...
we wouldn't
yeah.
be damaging the Earth as much as we would be because we wouldn't need any of the services.
So, hold on a second. I'm going to try and put this... I don't think there's really an argument here, but I think my solution to what you're saying about like the ant scenario, our best way forward as humans would just be to expand over to different planets where, like, leave Earth to the AI, find a different planet that we can inhabit, because there's not just one ant colony in the world. So they could pave a road through that, and we'd be somewhere else.
Yeah, but they probably see us still as an issue because we breed a lot.
Yeah.
We breed a lot. More of us. There's only a certain point where a planet will just be able to sustain us. We can't go back to Earth because AI want Earth now because it's part of their fucking perfect little ecosystem. And then we try and move back to Earth and they go, right, okay, well this is an issue. We're gonna have to get rid of it. It goes back to that same scenario. It's like they're an issue. We have to get rid of them.
But
If you found termites living in your walls, okay, you're not going to be like, but they're a community. They're living together. No, you're just going to get the fucking spray bottle out and just fucking get rid of them all.
Not-
Fucking, like,
The funny thing is, though,
that's
you say that.
That's eating my wall. I'm not keeping it.
Yeah, but like you say that, like going to a more grand scenario here, wasps don't, to me, I think, don't deserve to be alive, and a lot of people share that opinion. No one's done anything about it, despite the fact that we have the capability to.
I don't think
'Cause you
I don't
can't.
think we could.
It's not really
We have the
easy
capability
to do
to.
that.
It's not easy,
It's
but
not
we can.
easy to.
What
The
would
thing
we
is,
do, though?
AI.
How
The thing
would
is, you do threaten. Like, there's no way of really threatening a wasp without threatening the bee population as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, but then
because they share
the thing
similarities.
is, But then
Well,
you can make the
wasps
same
and
argument
bees.
for like humans and AI, because there is still a human AI relationship. Effectively, we are the progenitors of AI.
That's because we're still more intelligent. That's why.
Exactly.
Soon as that flips on its head, what do people think? Like we look at a funny robot that goes, "Oh, I fucking like cheese. What do you like?" You know, we're like, fucking stupid robot."
Yeah, but
Yeah.
we've grown more intelligent than every other species on Earth. We haven't extinguished it.
Well, we kind of have.
Not every other species on Earth.
But
The
no,
thing
not,
is,
no, like,
okay,
I
so
mean, we're
what
a
about
big
then?
threat. We're the top of the food chain here. We can dominate and eat anything we want.
Okay, so what about
We
instead?
move to an area. So lions, nah, get rid of them. Giraffes,
Okay,
we
so
don't need them.
what about instead? What about the scenario in the future where instead of AI just completely killing us off, instead they sort of treat us like how we treat dogs. They sort of evolve us to suit their needs. Because that's
Oh, yeah,
another
that's
outlook.
So
I like that.
you
Yeah,
know,
It's
like,
another-
I like the idea of being treated like a dog.
so
I mean, rather than dying, rather
Much
than
better than
dying.
extermination. To be honest, I've
So-
already killed
What's
them, they
this?
treat like a
What's
dog.
this? You get treated like. To be fair, we treat dogs bloody nice, depending. You know,
Yeah, but
not
that's
everyone's the
because
same.
we have empathy and stuff. Like, but why would they want to do that? That's useless. Effectively, what you're
So
saying
do
is that
To be
humans
fair,
choose.
I was gonna say nowadays ownership of dogs is mostly useless too. We still own them.
Not necessarily. People use them for herding sheep.
yeah.
Yeah, but do
Well,
you?
well,
Do you
some
have you
people-
taken
yeah.
your dogs out to herd sheep or hunt or be a guard dog or something like that?
We
Well,
tried
not
doing. I
necessarily.
tried
But
doing that
the
once.
issue, the difference is that you treat them as part of your family because humans share like an empathy towards certain animals. Like we like certain
The
animals.
thing is, though, people seem to think that when intelligence surpasses humans, things as complex as empathy won't exist. But the fact is, AI evolving will eventually lead to complex things like empathy, emotions, existing within machines.
But that doesn't make any sense because that's
Why not?
you know that because emotions, like for example, like heavy emotion can lead to medical, mental like problems.
Hmm.
You know it what's the word I'm looking for? It doesn't. What's the word I'm looking for? It's not useful effectively. Like,
Yeah. It doesn't.
emotion
It doesn't provide
isn't
an evolutionary advantage to us.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't. Having no empathy, having no morals. Well, no, obviously having like if you think scientifically,
Mm.
okay, like today and now,
Mm.
you could look at the ecosystem, you could look at the planet, you could look at what's happening with everything, with amount of rubbish being produced, amount of waste being produced, amount of carbon dioxide being produced, all that sort of stuff. You think, right, okay, all of that stuff likely is damaging the environment, right?
Mm.
What I'm going to do now is I'm going to find a solution to fixing that problem. Now, the number one solution, which obviously no one will do, the number one solution is to cull the herd.
Mm.
Remove a large percentage of the population.
Mm.
Okay, but would anyone do that? No, because we have human empathy and we know that is incredibly
and to an
evil.
extent, and also to an
For a
extent, we have
pet.
self-preservation because saying cull part of the herd, everyone who says that tends to think we'll kill off a large part of the population apart from me. I'll stay alive.
Yeah,
That's the thing,
Yeah. Yeah.
but an artificial intelligence, we have the this is getting fucking ridiculous.
Well, this is
now.
deep. Like, this is the whole point of these conversations. And the thing is, we all have valid points.
Deep with this.
To be fair, I feel a bit bad because Chicken and Muppet haven't been talking as much as
They've
us.
just been sat there watching us, going, "Well, no, you're wrong."
No, I was like,
they're currently betting on who's gonna relent first.
This is going deep. I'm just gonna stay out of this and just see where it goes.
This
pretty much.
conversation is too high for me. Like,
That's fine. To be fair, I think we're gonna
virtual reality to then the artificial intelligence is completely eradicating the human race.
editor, aka me, put in the part where Jarber says I'm going to take a slight detour from my topic. Replay that part where Jarber said.
I'll tell you something. I'll just sort of divert off my topic
Mhm.
slightly.
Yeah. But no, that's fine. I think we're probably going to move on to a different topic anyway. But no, I mean it's
Yeah.
really good conversation to talk about because it is relevant within our lifetime. We're expecting to see AI advance to that level.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Muppet, I believe you said you've got a topic, a conversation in mind.
Yes, I do.
Wonderful. Would you
So-
like to tell us?
Yeah, I would. If you could bring any animal back from like extinction, what would it be and why? And if you could take any animal species off the earth, what would it be and why? Like for
Ooh.
example, the dodo bird,
Hmm.
you want to bring it back because it's cool, and you might want to get rid of mosquitoes because fucking malaria.
Fair
and-
enough.
y-
I'm going to
Yeah.
I
quickly
think everyone
look
just
up.
hates mosquitoes.
Hold on, I'm going to look up the list of endangered species or list of extinct species first
Yeah.
because I haven't actually looked at a full extensive list.
Well,
Extinct
yeah, there's probably a lot.
species. There's probably
I've
a
got
lot.
my answer already.
Here you go. List of
Alright, then
extinct.
what's your answer, Jarber?
Go ahead.
Homo neanderthalis.
Sorry, it cut off a little bit there. You might want to say it
Not
again.
in scientific.
Homo neanderthalis.
Yeah.
You want to bring the Neanderthals back?
Neanderthals. Yeah,
Yeah, you want
I
to
reckon that's a good
bring
idea.
Neanderthals back.
Yeah.
The reason being is because they have
Weren't they-
there are different human species that we can breed with.
Oh.
Okay, but they are
Weren't
they have different like bone structure and biological advantages that we don't have as Homo sapiens. For
Mm.
example, like stronger muscles, like a stronger bone structure and all that.
weren't
And
they
that
like
could be incredibly useful for genetic engineering.
Yeah, so like you
Yeah.
basically
You could
just want,
effectively
like,
make
natural engineering.
humans. You could make like another species of human that could potentially be
or
superior.
like
to another-
superhumans, pretty much?
Effectively, yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause you could have
Super Homo sapiens.
this the height of a Homo sapien, but the strength and robustness of a Neanderthal.
Mm.
Mm.
Biologically.
But how would
Do you know what I
we?
mean?
How hard would it be to get those specific traits in the offspring? Because
Not
like
that
that would,
hard.
Not that hard. Just smash them up.
People. What?
Yeah, to an extent. The thing is, genetic science. Yeah, no,
Okay,
genetic science is advanced enough that we know how to affect genetics. We can
Oh,
we
yeah,
can
that's
sort that
true.
out.
we have a lot of technology to affect genetics.
but that's
and
for
offspring.
plants mostly. I don't.
No,
No,
they've done it with
there's
animals.
yeah.
They've done it with animals.
I mean, have you
Oh,
guys
yeah.
seen
Oh,
the
yeah,
have you
all
guys
the
seen
sheep.
the friendly fox experiment that started off in the
No.
Soviet Union? Effectively,
yes. Yeah,
So
you can still buy the offspring
yeah,
of
So-
the previous one.
in the Soviet Union, they started an experiment to see if friendliness was a genetic trait, and they started off by doing it with foxes. So what they'd do is they'd
Oh,
find some
yeah.
foxes, and they'd breed the friendliest ones together, and then from that they'd find the friendliest of those offspring, breed them, and eventually it led to like a family tree where they now have effectively domesticated foxes.
Hmm.
So within a lifetime, you can get certain genetic traits to stand out above others,
There you
which
go.
is interesting.
That's-
Depending, of
but-
course, on the lifespan
Okay,
of
so
certain.
That would-
I'd,
But that might take a
I'd-
while.
Yeah.
I'd bring back.
So,
I'd bring back
Homo neanderthalis.
I'd bring back Neanderthals. G-Force would bring back Soviet foxes. What would you bring
They're
back?
still here. They're not extinct. I'm gonna have a quick look. I'm still looking at the list of extinct animals.
Okay.
Apparently,
Jarber, if
the
you would
grey
like
wolf
to-
is, which I don't think is true. But anyway, sorry, Jarber, what were you saying?
Oh, I was gonna ask if Jarber, you have any animals that you would like to be extinct, like to be eradicated.
Yeah.
What?
Like, if
And
you had-
there being no like cost to the planet whatsoever.
No,
If
yeah.
I did it,
like if
it would
if we
literally be
ignored
like-
if we ignored the food chain and like what it would happen, then
So
you know,
like effectively, if I got rid of a certain animal, it wouldn't affect anything.
it wouldn't
in the world.
affect anything. No.
Right. Okay. Spiders.
Yeah,
Arachnids-
that was that.
arachnids
I
in
was
general.
gonna
Arachnids in general, just all arachnids.
all
just,
arachnids.
Yeah.
The
All
only
of-
reason
they're
I
fucking
wouldn't do
awful
that is just because I hate wasps more than I hate spiders, and spiders.
I'd rather get stung
affect
by a
the-
wasp than
I don't-
bitten,
You're
I don't know.
insane, man.
than bitten by an Australian spider that can make my leg fall off.
Yeah, but
No,
we don't live in
you're right.
Australia.
Yeah,
We don't live in Australia.
Doesn't matter. I'm not wanting to go to Australia purely because of spiders.
Yeah,
That's
no,
the
fair
reason
point.
why I'm not going to
Yeah,
Australia.
no, I agree. I
I
think
could-
it's not worth it.
I could
That-
care less about.
But I
like,
want to go to
arachnids.
Australia. I want to go to Australia, but I'd rather get rid of
Yeah.
spiders.
Just
I don't.
just
I wish
rent
it was
a
like a
party yacht
suit.
or something.
Okay, I think I've got a
Like-
good extinct
I
species.
could-
So when we
I
move
don't.
on.
I don't know. I don't know which species I should bring back, but I would say instead of arachnids, I would either get rid of mosquitoes or snakes. I absolutely hate snakes.
Fair enough. No, I can see there are good reasons for both. Again, to be fair, with all of the extinction things, it affects the wider ecosystem. So but yeah, I reckon if I could bring back any species, it would be probably pterodactyl. Like I like the idea of just large flying animals.
That's it's good targets for hunting then. You know.
Yeah, I
bang.
mean, yeah, I think it would be
Yeah,
a good
if you
thing to
could
hunt,
kill
despite
it.
the fact that's probably another thing that would make them go
Don't they,
extinct
like-
again.
I say, aren't they carnivorous?
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, they're
I think so.
carnivorous.
And aren't they also like almost as taller than human beings?
Yeah,
and
they
stuff?
are taller than human
some of
beings, like, twice the size. They're like.
Oh,
twice
it
the
depends.
size of
It
human
depends
beings.
on like.
Yeah, it depends on
What's-
the thing.
So wouldn't we
yeah.
just get hunted?
Well,
Not
if we-
necessarily.
if-
They don't have the intelligence. I mean, a rhino is way more deadly than a human. We're not extinct.
It's
Yeah, but
because-
they're not. They're
Because
not
we
carnivorous.
populate a lot faster than what
They
we can, be
still
killed.
kill. And the thing is, there are
Mm. Yeah, but
carnivorous.
they
There are
kill
carnivorous
group
predators that are more powerful than us. Simply, we are more intelligent.
bears.
Yeah, but
Yes,
yeah, but
bears. And
Yeah,
even
but
then,
fuck
some of
yeah,
those
that
are more
was- that was
intelligent
back-
than
yeah,
humans.
but this
Yeah.
was back like when times were a little bit more dangerous. Nowadays, like for example, we eradicated wolves and bears from the United Kingdom. We
Mm.
don't have any more of them.
Mm.
Okay, now we have to like hunt the deer because there isn't anything else
Yeah.
doing it for us. But yeah, no, basically, you know, we're not really trained on how to defend ourselves from predators. So
Well, no, but this
realistically-
the thing is, remember, this is all in the world of fantasy. I'm not actually setting out to get a pterodactyl and bring it into real life. I
Who
simply
knows?
think it would be cool. I want a big flying lizard. I don't care that it's not practical.
Hey, we can bring Jurassic Park into real life, though.
Would you get rid
That'd
of?
be scary.
What would I get rid of? I would get rid of
Yeah.
hornets specifically. I mean wasps. Like if I have to live with them, sure. Hornets are just entirely unreasonable. Like they're
They're just
I've
deadlier wasps.
deadlier
Yeah, I know what you
wasps and they're scary as hell. Yeah,
Fair enough.
But
I
yeah.
can understand that.
all good.
Yeah.
Muppet, did you say which ones you wanted to bring back?
I didn't really think about it because I wasn't planning on.
Because it was your
answering,
topic. Fair play.
but- Yeah.
If you want to, if just like off the cuff, think of something.
What would you bring
Yeah.
back? I
would-
know what you'd bring back, Muppet. Let me just message it to you.
All right, let's see what's going on.
Don't say this out loud.
I
Yeah.
won't.
Send it to me.
In the meantime, what's your cure for hiccups? Because I've
Cure
got
for
one.
hiccups? Upside down water. Upside down water.
Upside down water. Fair
What
enough.
you
I've
do,
heard that
what
one a
you
lot.
do is you hold. What I do is I hold my breath, like plug my nose, and then like get like water or something, and just drink water.
Yeah,
without
I mean,
breathing.
mine's fairly similar to that. I hold my breath and swallow, like dry swallow 3 times.
Damn.
Jarber, do you have a hiccups cure that you're not Googling right now? So I see his screen
He's
lit up.
For y'all that don't see it, he was just flashbanging now. He's just
Yeah,
like, "Why
his
did
face
this?"
completely whited out.
But yeah,
No, actually.
No. He deals with hiccups like a man.
yeah, he kind of just sits there.
He
and
just
deals
I'm
with
suffers
trying to
through
think of what my mum does.
You can ask. Get your mum on the podcast.
Hey,
We'll
Ma.
have her as another.
Hey,
a guest.
Ma.
Because I can tell you what she does, but I know she'd probably recommend to do something different.
Oh,
Because
okay.
she gets hiccups all the time, but I
Oh,
can
yeah.
remember her going like, it's so funny actually because what she does, she just holds her breath.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah, that also
but,
works.
but
that
she
also
just goes like this. This is what it's like. Fuck's sake!
works.
And then I remember one time she threw a remote at me because apparently I distracted her from holding her breath.
So there you go. The best cure for hiccups: throw a TV remote at Jarber.
Just have a Jarber stand in the back of your room. God damn
God damn it! Wow.
it!
All right.
Or scare. No, or get
Yeah,
scared.
yeah,
Or
or
get
get
scared. That's
someone
another one that
jump
everyone
scare you.
knows. Yeah.
Yeah, people like my dad did it once, and I literally went, I wet myself, and then the hiccups were gone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fair
you
enough.
got your hiccups taken away, but you also have to go change your pants now.
Yeah.
Or the hiccups, isn't it? It works. It's a cure.
It works. But I need a new pair of pants now, so.
I've got another question before I move on to either my or Chicken's topic. What
Alright.
old person things do you do?
Old person things.
Old person.
Old person things. So
I
like
think I'm
something
too
that you.
young for that, but
Yeah, I think that like I'm only 21. I still do old people things.
Yeah, you can be any age and do
Yeah,
old
that's
well,
the
it's
people.
just
thing.
like I don't live by any old people because all of my grandparents live in different states.
Oh, fair
like,
enough.
Well,
I-
what do you
I-
know that most old people do that you do?
Shit, be on the toilet for a lot. That's probably like the only thing I can.
I can't stand up after sitting on the toilet.
No, it's
God, I
'cause,
mean,
like,
if getting out of bed with a painful back is part of that, then yeah, I guess. God, that's an old person thing to do.
You got a painful back when you wake up, wasn't it?
Sometimes, I mean, I'm tall. I'm 6'3", so it's way more likely for me to wake up having slept wrong, and I'll just like my back will be painful.
Walking
I
around
ever
like an
woken
old
up-
man all day.
Yeah.
I think I
Feels
ever
like
wake
it.
up with a bad back. You know?
Although I
No.
reckon the most old person thing that I do is just like I'll make myself a cup of tea and just sit down in a settee and just like not do anything. Literally just
I was
do
gonna say something.
yeah.
I come back home and like in the summer, for example, and I'll
Mm.
just make a coffee and sit outside for a bit.
Yeah.
Just yeah, like yeah,
Yeah.
because it's nice. It's nice.
It
to
is
sort of have
nice,
a bit of fresh
yeah.
air, a bit of sunlight.
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah.
your body actually taking over then, because like we sit inside a lot now.
Yes.
We sit inside, you know, we get pale as fuck. Other than unless you live in Texas, in which case it's like always warm.
Yeah, yeah.
But
well, nowadays it's getting colder.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
yeah,
I know,
apparently
how
it's
the heck
snowing
they've
recently.
got snow? They've got snow. Why do we not have snow?
Yeah, to be fair, this is annoying. We live in the one part of Britain that seems to never have snow. I've had snow, I think, what was it, 5, 6
We've had
times in my
snow
lifetime?
2 years in a row. We've had snow 2 years
2
in a
years in a
row.
row.
That's more
Yeah.
than we've had
It
in a
is-
row.
Yeah, it's usually every 4 years we get snow.
We used to
Yeah.
have snow every year, and then all of a sudden it stopped. For
No,
like
that is a good
7
point. We
years.
used to. I think I was
It
too
stopped
young for like the
7
first
years,
5
and then
years,
it
though.
happened. Then you had the beast from the east, which was like
Yes.
a snowstorm.
That was like our biggest snowstorm. Yeah. But yeah.
Anyway, what's the
Yeah.
next topic? I'm
Topic.
tired.
Chicken between you.
Yeah.
Hold on, let's rock paper scissors to see who does our
You
topic
can
first.
go first. You can
Never
go
mind. I
first.
guess that settles it. All right. So my topic was sort of just focusing on diet and like how we eat. How does it affect like just our life in
I need a
general?
diet.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah. The reason why I chose it is because, first of all, like I was reading something interesting about a study done in the 70s in America about how does diet affect like heart conditions, and that sort of made me
Yeah.
think. Because Jarber, I know, is actually on a diet. I have never lived by a diet. Like,
Relatively.
Because you've
yeah,
been too skinny to need one.
Yeah,
Been too healthy
I've
to
never
need one.
needed a diet. Like, I've
I
never
have
had a
got,
condition.
I have got like an answer to that. Though it's to do with the person because people have different metabolisms, don't they?
Yeah, oh,
Yeah.
100%.
Like,
Like-
speed of metabolism. Like you you'd have like Domino's no issue as well. You'd
Mm.
be able to eat.
I have a
You've
lot.
eaten an entire large pizza before. I watched you eat that. I struggle to do that,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I'm still fatter than you.
Uh,
it's because your food spends more time in your body, so it has more time to
Yes.
digest. I assume.
I think so. There's something about that. But also,
But there's
another
also a
reason.
study on. There's also a study
Oh.
on like metabolism, how it affects your longevity.
Yes.
Because if
Yes.
you have a faster metabolism, you're likely to die sooner.
Mm.
So
Shit.
Well,
it
I'm
kinda
here for a
burns
good
off.
time, not a long time.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Anyway, so yeah, no, but also another reason why, apart from just the fact that me and Jarber, one sticks to a structured diet, whereas I don't. You and so Chicken and Muppet both live in America, where like the things that make up their food is different from here. We have different standards and regulations.
Mhm.
So it'll be interesting to see what your guys' take on dieting is.
I I don't really diet. It's mostly I'm a really picky eater. Like
Hmm.
cheese tastes bad, milk tastes bad, all that stuff. I only have like 4 or 5 meals that I actually eat. So we rotate them
Okay.
throughout the week.
Hmm.
So Wednesdays is spaghetti, Tuesdays is tacos, Thursdays is salmon,
Mm.
and then Sundays is chicken, and then Mondays and Fridays and
Eats chicken.
Saturdays.
Eats the
Or-
person. Hey, you gonna come over on Thursdays? Huh? No, but
Yeah, so
yeah. I mean, to be fair, but
it's
looking at that, like breaking that down into, yeah, it's the same meals, but looking at like how that would work in like the food pyramid, which apparently has been outdated by quite a bit.
yeah.
Yeah, no, that would still have a lot of different parts of the food pyramid in it. I mean,
But
spaghetti
mostly
is
I
part of
eat
the
carbs.
carbs. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then you've got the the
Yeah.
fish that you said you eat. That's part of there. You get your proteins from that. But yeah,
Also, I have a question. Should I eat for dinner tonight? Should I eat burgers or chicken?
Burgers.
leave it in the comments below. He won't read it until it comes out next week, so he might starve. But that's a risk I'm willing to take. I reckon burgers. I prefer burgers, to be fair.
Okay.
Burgers over chicken.
Yeah. So that's definitely a 2-0 vote. So it wins.
One like is one less chicken eat.
Yeah.
Thank God.
All right. But yeah. So, what is there anyone that you'd recommend going on a diet? Like, what would make you look at someone and say they need to go on a diet?
Well, it depends, because
Mhm.
they might be.
I think
They might look fat, but they're probably
Yeah,
actually like
like-
decently healthy.
yeah,
But they
like
might be skinny
sumo
and
wrestlers,
unhealthy.
Mm.
like they
They're
are like the
fit.
healthiest people in the world.
because they just eat fucking plants, but
They-
they
Not
they have
necessarily.
a lot of mass. Well, it
Mm.
depends.
They-
Yeah.
They eat a lot of like healthy food, but then like immediately go to sleep, so like food kind of just like digests and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
like they don't
Yeah.
really burn it off.
Also, they use the calories that they intake. So
Yeah, absolutely.
you know, I think one of the most unhealthy things about food is the idea that you're taking in calories that you don't use, which is bad for the but for the body. Joe, what's your input on this apart from just posting and game planning?
No.
Oh my fucking god, Jarber, you bastard!
Oh.
And that
I
is
wish you guys-
deleted.
I wish you could see what,
Wait, you're not recording the screen, are you?
No,
it's,
but
it's a black
Cool.
screen.
Good.
cool. But yeah, no. So yeah, what's your input onto like diet and what would make you look at someone and say they need to go on a diet?
Somebody who's
well,
noticeably
for
unhealthy.
example, I would look at chicken and say you need to go on a diet.
Yeah, I do agree with that.
I would say anyone on my 600
be
pound
honest-
life or Weight
to be
Watchers.
honest- to be honest-
Ah,
To be honest,
Okay.
going on a diet is a lot harder than it looks.
yeah,
Yeah.
I've
mainly
tried
because like, especially if you're like, if you've got money like me.
Waiting for
God.
people to be like, ooh, and instead it's just complete silence.
Yeah.
that.
Sorry, if you've got
Yeah.
peasant bucks like Jarber.
Like, you know, you go past a shop. Like, I have a shop literally like in my workplace. Like in my workplace is a canteen. You have like a cafe canteen thing.
Hmm.
And they sell chocolate, like sweets, crisps, all that sort of stuff. And the most difficult part is when you're on a diet and you're feeling starving because you're reducing the amount of calories you're intaking.
Hmm.
Okay, it's very difficult not to go, well, I could just have like one chocolate bar, and then one chocolate bar turns into 2 chocolate bars because you think, fuck it, I'm only going to do it once, and then you do that again and again and again. That's the most difficult part of dieting is trying to actually regulate your food when you're out and about, because
Yeah.
like it's very easy to like.
I mean,
get
every
stuck
so often, I mean, you can go and have something like you can actually enjoy to eat instead of like just.
But
always...
that's the thing, though. Like you can make like
well, also I've heard
low-calorie foods that are actually really nice to eat. But the only
Well-
the only issue is it can't fill you up as much because
Yeah,
it's,
what I heard is like you don't have to stop eating like everything you eat. Just cut what you normally eat in half.
Yep, that
I
is
will
one
tell
way
you
of
this,
doing
though.
it.
I will say this though. Right? Okay. So when I did stop eating, like for example, I know I had a Domino's last night, but I stopped eating. I used to have Domino's every weekend. Like every weekend, I'd have a Domino's.
Mm.
Get to a Friday, treat myself to a Domino's. You know, and I wouldn't be running. I wouldn't be doing any exercise. I'd literally just be, coming out, gaming. I got really. I would say I got quite chubby, especially around the midsection.
Mm.
But the things I noticed, like when I started like reducing my food and actually started exercising more, is I started smelling less.
Mm.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
started smelling because I would say I used to like stink of like effectively meat
Yeah.
all the
Well, the thing
time.
is, you're
So you had the
intaking less
heat sweats
sulfur,
pretty much.
so you've got less sulfur in your system,
Yeah.
which doesn't get
Yeah.
expelled.
My heart rate lessened, like my heart rate dropped a little bit.
Reduced, yeah.
Yeah, reduced in how fast it's beating. I felt more energetic. Another thing. What else? I felt more alert, more awake as well.
Mm.
There's much more benefits. Like the difficult bit is when you get your body like used to intaking the amount of calories it intakes. It's hard to just stop doing that because your
Yeah.
body goes into overdrive thinking that you're starving effectively,
Yeah.
but you're not. You're
No.
obviously not because you're a fat
Well,
bastard. But
it's in equal parts. It's in equal parts, like your body reacting as well as like the discipline. Like you were saying, you could just see a chocolate bar and be like, "Oh, it won't hurt," and then like
just have one,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
it turns into multiple.
yeah, there's a discipline action to it. Like
Another
think-
thing is
yeah.
finding suitable replacements for your peckishness.
yes,
So, for example, if I get peckish now, instead of going downstairs and grabbing some food, which I used to do a lot of, I would make myself a coffee, like a decaf coffee or something like that. Because
Go
just
get
having a
water.
hot drink.
Just go get water or something. Just drink water.
Yeah, no, but my body wants like flavour and shit. So
yeah,
if I just get like a decaf coffee, go downstairs, fill up my little metal pint glass thing here, and make myself a cup of coffee, and just sort of sit and chill out, have a cup of coffee, and it fixes that peckishness. It's just your body. Your body wants effectively wants to think it's still nourishing itself.
yeah. Well, yeah, I think the idea of people who quit cold turkey on do crash dieting, I think it's called. Like a lot of studies have proven that
Doesn't work
it doesn't
immediately.
work.
Like,
to be fair,
if
it's
it
one of those
does,
ones that
like,
if it
it
does, you
starts-
have to stick with it. You cannot crash diet, go back to it, crash diet. That does body damage.
that will
That will
seriously affect you.
yeah. Also, something I was looking at, the concept of superfoods. From what I can see, they don't have any nutritional benefit. It's just a marketing thing, effectively. Like kale.
Are we allowed to explore? Are we allowed to explore vegetarianism and veganism?
Yeah, I'm happy to talk about. Yeah, I personally think that they are bad ideas for humans. We're designed to be omnivorous to an extent, and part of that means that we need to intake certain vitamins that you cannot find in nature.
Reducing meat intake.
Well, yeah.
In nature, we wouldn't eat as much meat, but I still think obviously meat is. I mean, think about it this way: like cooked meat was the nutrition we needed to develop our brains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So effectively, it should realistically be a staple part of our diet at this point.
Yes.
The only thing that I would recommend is just lessening how much red meat we eat.
Yeah.
That's the killer.
Red meat brings up a lot of cholesterol.
Although, funnily enough, that is something that was I was saying before the podcast. I think that one of the reasons I chose this topic was because I was looking into a study that was done in the 70s in America into what reduces heart problems. And one of the things was that beef was considered this massive problem because it increases your cholesterol. And that's why McDonald's invented the McNugget meal. It was an alternative to a beef patty. But what ended up happening is the chicken nugget meal, despite being the same, in terms of weight and nutritional value, essentially, it had 25% more. No, sorry, 33 1/3 more calories per the same amount. And that's the thing. It was one of these things that it was later discovered that it's not necessarily red meat that is the issue. It's because they didn't take into account the fact that the people they were studying were smokers, drinkers, sedentary, so like they'd stay in the same spot, they wouldn't go and exercise as much. So I don't necessarily think red meat is a bad thing. I mean, you look at
I would say
cultures that eat particularly like, so I think, what was it, Mongolians? It was found that they have like bigger body structures and stuff because they ate a diet of mostly dairy and meat compared to the surrounding countries that ate mostly grain, which would like cause a lot of problems. Now, I'm not saying that we cut vegetables and fruit out of our diet and purely go carnivore, but I don't think the other way is a good way
to a
either.
lot
I think
that can lead to like, we have to eat a balanced diet.
Yeah,
you have
that's
to
the thing. It's all about a
decide, like I said.
balance. Getting a decent amount of
both
anything.
worlds.
Yeah, everything in
Yeah.
moderation, effectively.
I think it was like, I think if like, was it the some power athletes? I think they have. I think it's egg, nuts, raisins, fruit, white meat.
Effectively, all sources of protein.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Power athletes is what, like, was it 10,000 years ago? Every human on Earth was technically a power athlete. Because of like the whole hunter gatherer sort of
Yes.
thing. But yeah, obviously nowadays, I mean, we live in a world where you don't actually need to be healthy in order
No.
to survive.
No. Well, I mean, it depends where you live.
The thing is, we have like medical science has advanced to the point where it is easier to be unhealthy than it was in the past. Like, if you were unhealthy, even so far as like 200 years ago, you were likely to just die out of nowhere. What's going on in Jarber's house? Oh, is it a vacuum?
Yeah.
I don't think that bookends the topic quite well. What a nice little segue. Tell either your mother or your father
and you
thank
lose
you.
weight.
Yeah,
Just
vacuum the
your
house.
and you lose weight.
There we go. Expert
That's your
dieting
cardio for the
tips.
day.
Expert dieting
That-
tips.
that-
Actually, just eat the dust that gets collected in your
Oh no.
in your vacuum filter.
But just create like a cereal out of the dust or something.
No, not even milk or water in the bowl, just the dust. Like,
Jet ski cereal coming soon.
nice, yeah. The spitballing cereal, dust and more dust. All right, so I think that about
Dust
finishes
in here.
my topic. So we'll go on to Chicken. You talking about gaming? Any particular aspects that you'd like to talk about?
Just what are like I know like we've been talking about this a lot, mainly just playing games together,
Yeah.
but like what are like the games that you're actually like wanting to play and what are going to be coming out in the future? And maybe what games you'd like to see come out in the future.
Well,
a VR GTA 5 or a VR GTA, like a modern VR GTA, like an up-to-date GTA game in VR, because that would be sick.
like it's built specifically for VR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know they're trying to do that with GTA San Andreas, but the graphics are going to be rubbish. So
Yeah.
I would prefer like an.
If GTA 6 came out and it had like the option of going like full VR,
VR.
so like how you can play War Thunder with a VR setting, and it still plays the exact
Obviously
same.
not like that, because that's literally like you're sat and it's just like a perspective. You're not actually sat like. What I mean is like, you know, fully interactive environment.
Ah, okay, yeah. So a bit
With
more like
the-
VTOL VR in GTA.
kind of a bit like more like you know like Pavlov. You can get into cars.
You can get into tanks and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can interact with that sort of like, you know, that level of interaction. Or I suppose a better way of putting it would be a Half-Life Alex.
Yeah.
That would be a better one.
Yes.
That'd be a better one.
Okay, so a free roam first person shooter in VR. That's cool.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like something like you can explore and like have fun and stuff like that.
Muppet, what kind of game would you like to see in the future?
I would like to see so you know how the Modern Warfare engine came out in 2019?
Yeah.
I would like to see more innovation in that perspective. Like the Generation 5 Unity
Yeah.
engine, like
Yeah,
yeah.
how they're using it for the new PS5 console or whatever, like for the Matrix game. I think that's super sick, and I would like it to be more innovative.
Yeah.
And like, I would one day love to see something that looks exactly like real life, and it's not in
Ooh.
VR, like it's on a screen.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah. No, that sounds. I mean,
Yeah.
to be fair, yeah. You look back at older games and you see how far we've got. Like, there are certain games that when you were growing up, you thought, look, wow, that looks so realistic. I mean, GTA back when it came out was the most realistic thing that that most of us had seen in gaming.
Well, and it still kind of
And
is
it's
a
still
little
not
pretty
bit.
good.
bad, but you look
It's
at it
not.
now and you realize that it isn't as good as you thought it was. Like, I don't know,
Yeah, because of technical.
Technicolor?
They had
No,
technical limitations.
Limitations, yeah. That's the thing, yeah.
technological innovations or whatever.
Oh, I see. Technological innovations. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, like we're like
Hold on. Does your
increasing
mum
like
have a fucking hand vac?
Yes.
Just going in your room.
It switches between the two.
Oh, I see. Sorry to cut short on that podcast thing. Just I'm looking at the background of Jarber's camera and it's funny.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There she goes. She's getting rid of those spiders. She's extincting the spiders out of your room.
Yeah. Now, if I had to choose a video game that I would like to see, I would like to see another either next year. I think this year they're supposed to come out with Modern Warfare 2 remastered, like
Oh yeah.
2022 edition.
Yeah.
I would like to see a comeback to some older games like Call of Duty Black Ops. Like
Yeah,
I would
remastering
love to
old
see those.
games. Remastering old
Yeah.
games is a good one.
Yeah, and it's good
Mhm.
for Activision and Treyarch.
Remastered GTA 4 as well.
Mm,
That'd be sick.
that would be good.
I'd love
to
it.
be fair.
I tell you what, I'd absolutely love for Rockstar to do is to have.
Oh, you guys couldn't see it. Jarber was. He looked like he was so ready to go into that full force, and then just look behind him with the. Oh dear.
Right. Anyway,
What you'd like Rockstar to do?
I'd love to. So all I can hear is vacuum right now.
It is starting to come
I'd-
through on your mic as well, which is funny.
Yeah, it's just every so often.
I
it
would
just
love.
picks up.
Right, okay. I would love to see Rockstar unify all of their previous like GTA games, stuff like that, and have a massive GTA map.
Oh, I've
That's
seen
what
something like this.
That's
Yeah.
what they're wanting to do with GTA 6. Bring
Yeah.
like
I
Liberty
don't think that's what they're gonna do, though.
City,
I
San
don't think
Andreas.
that's what they're
No,
gonna do.
that's what they're
Well,
planning on doing. They're gonna bring
they're
I
Liberty
don't
City.
think. I
San
don't think
Andreas,
that's going to
both
be
of
the
them.
case. I reckon that's not going to be the case at all.
I don't think that's gonna. I don't
I
think that's
reckon.
even
I
possible.
reckon it is possible. It's
Well,
very
I mean,
much.
but, like,
Possible.
right
It's
now.
gonna take forever.
I mean, the
though.
crew, for example, the crew. Do you think it's the crew?
Yeah.
The crew. They have the entirety of the United States as their game map.
Yeah. Yeah, I
So
mean,
you
the thing is...
Well, I mean, pretty much. Well, you're gonna be able to like fast travel to places most likely along.
Yeah, I
Or they
don't
just
think all of
increase
it is going to be
map.
quick travel. So, like, the idea... I think one of the ideas that was proposed was that you've got, like, San Andreas...
You can quick
Los
travel in the game
Santos.
anyway. In GTA 5, you can quick travel anyway. You can
Yeah.
take the taxi.
But the thing
quick
is, there's a
travel that
difference
way.
between going from, like, one part of the map to the other by car, or just getting to the airport, choosing which map you want to go to.
That would be a good system, yeah.
Yeah.
You could literally go to like an airport or a bus station or a train
So like,
station.
yeah, you can,
Yeah, so you've got the
Yeah,
same
and you can, like-
characters, but they're across
yeah.
the geographical location. That's sort of
Yeah.
one of the things that I saw, which I thought it would work quite well, and it's well within the within the limitations of like technology at the moment.
It could have it could be involved like I don't know the robbing Fort Knox or whatever,
oh
Yeah.
yeah.
heist of Fort Knox
Yeah.
and just escaping with tons of gold and
Yeah.
shit. That'd be sick.
Nice.
Yeah.
Just like the
Yeah.
What would be
Yeah.
cool is if like the ending heist, like the final heist of like GTA 6, if it ever comes out, it'd be like where it's like you kind of have to like you got like in like one farthest part of like a city, like you get like all the stuff that you need. It's like maybe I would say like $10 million. Let's just say with that, and you have to transport it through every city in the game, just like to go through like all the maps and stuff like that, and kind of like bring back
Ooh.
old memories and stuff like that.
Interesting.
That
I
would
think it would be quite interesting to have a bit of a bit like a what was the Spider-Man movie that came out that we saw? No Way
Far
Home.
From
No Way
can't-
Home.
No Way Home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be like a sort of. Oh wait, why did
Oh.
Chicken leave?
His internet cut out.
Oh no. Okay, we're gonna take
Uh.
a quick break while he reconnects. I'm just gonna pause the recording here.
Which probably just
Okay. But yeah, what were
Okay,
y'all
and
guys
we
talking
are
about when I
back.
lagged out?
And we are back. Okay, so Chicken's internet just cut out there. But like I was saying, I think for a GTA game like the supposed GTA 6 in the way that we'd want it, I'd have it a bit like No Way Home, where you have all the protagonists from the different games, all of the antagonists from the different games, and you have
Like
like
all come together.
the protagonists working together on the heist, trying to.
That'd be sick.
Oh, and what would be really good, like for countryside and all that, like
Hmm.
you know, between the cities and shit,
Yeah.
you could have like a modern version of the Red Dead Redemption 2 map.
Oh, yeah. To be fair, it's Rockstar's intellectual property. That would work really well.
Yeah. And then I would be sick if Big Smoke and Lamar, like, did
Yeah,
a
to be fair, that'd be
If they
hilarious.
met-
Those
They
two
just shut
meeting
up,
would be
but, like-
hilarious. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I like that idea.
Because they're kind of like pretty
They're
much
similar.
like the same character.
Yeah.
They're pretty much
Yeah.
like the same character. Just
Yeah. And I think to answer your topic on what I'd like to see from a game, I'm less interested in like technological advances, and I'd just like to see another big hit indie game. So you look at things like
yeah.
I hate to no. I was gonna say I hate to be a bit
No.
cringy, but you look at like Five Nights at Freddy's and stuff when they came out. There was something that
Yeah.
completely redefined the genre, despite being really technologically simple. I like
Yeah, it
games
was-
like that don't have to be
simple
flashy.
games that can be really fun.
The thing is, I think games that have like prioritized graphics over gameplay, they're not as fun. I mean, you look at some things where they've tried to make it like Cyberpunk. They sort of
Yeah.
marketed it as being, oh, you know, you can have it really graphically nice, and then
Yeah, and,
that
no
failed
one
as well
really,
as the story
liked
mode.
it. Yeah, like everyone bought it like when it first came out, and then they realized that it was pretty much just a waste of money.
Because
Yeah.
your
I
I
systems
barely
can't
saw
run it.
anything. I barely saw anything on
Mm.
even through YouTube. Like like all the big
Yeah.
YouTubers were buying the game and stuff like that.
Mm.
But I still barely saw any YouTube videos of
Yeah.
it. So
I just
Yeah. I
didn't
think it's-
seem
I think it's-
interested in it. It just didn't really
Yeah.
appeal to me. Whereas,
Yeah.
like, you'll see that, like, have you seen the game Inscription?
yeah,
Like, that one, that seems really cool. It's as simple as a card game that's new and interesting, and there's ways of exploiting it. Like, that
Yeah.
gameplay is hilarious. Like, I've seen that, and that's brilliant. You know, I'd way prefer that to something like Cyberpunk. You know, so
Yeah.
I think that's where I stand on the matter. I don't particularly want to see a massive technological advance. I'd prefer to see improvements or good use of already existing technology.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, what do you guys say to one more question, and then we'll end the stream. End the.
Yes.
Ow.
Jarber.
Ouchie.
I'm gonna have a look through the list of questions. What's the most expensive thing you've broken?
A monitor,
Oh.
PC monitor,
Ooh, a PC monitor. Okay.
twice.
Ooh, twice. How do you manage that?
Okay,
It's
so
stupid.
both of them are two really stupid stories, and no, I'm gonna be made fun of it. But okay, it was stupid me, it was stupid younger me, but now I learned my lesson. So first time I broke my monitor, it was a curved monitor, and I put it screen down in the back of a trunk.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I see where that's going.
And then it when I got it out of the trunk and plugged it in, I went over to my friend's house and did it, and when I turned it on, it was broken. Second one, I was actually pushing it on my desk, and my desk leaned backwards, and then when it came down, it brought my monitor forward and landed on my keyboard.
Oh.
Yeah.
And broke.
Is
Yeah.
your keyboard okay?
Yeah.
Was the keyboard
Actually, I got a
fine?
new keyboard since then.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
wow.
all that matters.
All right, so 2 monitors. Hold on, who can I hear? I can hear like my voice and someone else's. Oh,
Sorry,
Joe. Yeah.
That's me. Because I got a lot of background noise.
Okay. Muppet, what would you say is the most expensive thing you've broken?
Okay. I was playing. Remember the Wii, right?
Yes.
Oh,
So
Love that game
I was
system.
playing. I was playing on the Wii. I was playing Wii Sports,
Mm.
and
would you throw the controller at the TV or something?
oh, absolutely! I had it on.
You the TV.
And then I was playing. I was playing either baseball or bowling, where you had to like flick your arm,
Mm.
Yeah.
and then I flicked it, and I was super sweaty because I was playing it for a while. So the controller went off my hand and just went straight into the TV, like it's stuck in the TV.
This is why you need to have the strap.
This was like a 60-inch TV, and I'm like, oh shit.
Oh, that's harsh.
But it was like, I think it was like what, 2015? When did the Wii come out? 20. Whatever.
Not 15.
Uh,
Way
it co-
earlier than that.
Okay, whatever. It's fine. I was playing. It's fine.
It's like
And then
2012, I'm pretty sure.
yeah. So
There's no
whatever.
way. Oh, I mean that would make sense. I was 12, I think. Yeah, no, that sounds about right.
Yeah, and then I don't know if I broke anything else.
Fair enough. I can't think of
So,
the most expensive thing I've broken. I remember something, and this ties in with Jarber. I broke something in Jarber's room once. So I went over his house, and
Funny
this was when we
enough,
were
it's
young.
right there.
Oh yeah, it's still up
It's
in his
right there.
room. Still a
Oh,
little
is it
bit
the bird?
wonky. Yeah, the bird. Okay, so it's a wooden bird, right? So I
Did you
went
break like one
over.
of the strings?
No, so what happened was, I went over with my brand new Nerf gun, and this Nerf
Oh.
gun was a bazooka or a rocket launcher. So it had this massive
Aw.
foam dart that I was
Oh,
like,
yeah,
I was so happy to bring it
being
over.
punched in the face. You got shot close range. It was really like being punched in the face.
It was genuinely
ridiculous.
it was being socked in the face by someone wearing like a boxing glove. But the thing is, and it was a little bit annoying because like you'd pump it up to build up the pressure and it'd like seep out. But
Yeah.
you know, one day I went over to Jarber's house, I was pumping it up, and before I even, like, I finished pumping it up, but before picking it up and aiming it, I just pulled the trigger, I pushed the trigger or something, and it rocketed up into the roof, and hit that bird directly. And then me and Jarber just sort of stood there, looking at this bird in silence, before bursting out into laughter. Like, my thought process was, oh fuck, I've done something bad, he might get upset. The second he started laughing, that went out the window.
Yeah. I mean, it was funny because it was I mean, it's an old sort of thing that I didn't. It's not really something I want in my room anyway.
Oh.
It's something from when I was like a baby. But
Ah.
when
Baby
it's sort of
Jarber.
nailed to my ceiling, it's a bit difficult to get down. But
Baby Jarber.
but yeah, what's it? You didn't really break it. You just basically shot the tail off, and then it just all tangled up, and I couldn't be asked to fix it. So it's actually still, if you look at my background,
You have to unfuzz your... Yeah, there we go.
yeah, if you look at my background, that is the same position it has been in for all this time.
Since. So
The
yeah.
tail's gone.
Not
Like a little
necessarily...
time capsule nailed to my ceiling.
So not necessarily something expensive that I broke, but something that's notable that I broke, I reckon.
Yeah.
Jarber,
Yeah.
do you know of anything that you broke that was expensive?
Yes,
Or... Yes?
I do. I broke the family laptop.
Oh!
How did you
How'd
do
that
that?
happen?
I used to. My game rage was horrendous when I was younger.
Mm.
And I was playing a game, like pardon me, a flash game called. I don't know if anyone knows this one. It's called War Bears.
No?
Oh, I think I've
will
heard of
Google
it.
this.
It's like a little 2D puzzle game that was called War Bears. And you took control of things. I
it's
kept
this.
losing to this same thing, and I got so angry. I kept getting so angry with this game again and again and again. And it got to the point where I was just genuinely like, I was actually like fuming about losing to this stupid little game. Oh, for God's sake.
The gamer rage is being reawoken, this time not by war bears, but by vacuuming.
Mother bear.
My mother bear vacuuming.
Anyway,
Everyone wave to Jarber's mum.
I got so angry that I lashed out at the laptop and punched it square in the screen. The laptop screen obviously had like basically a massive sort of like dark patch around the screen where I'd obviously like punched it so hard that it literally just like destroyed all of the pixels on the screen.
Mm.
And then I ran upstairs, bed. I broke the laptop and ran to my room and shut the door and like leant against my door. To which then I heard my own mother storming up the stairs and trying to break down the doors like the Roman army.
How did you play it off? Like, how did you disguise the?
He didn't. He
I
didn't because he
I
knows he was
ran-
at
I
fault.
was barricading myself in my own room.
He knew he was at
Well,
fault.
you could have at least said, "Oh, mom, I dropped it." I didn't instead of I fucking punched it.
Ha,
Like, you know.
I think instinct
Look.
kicked in more than here's a logical way of trying to get myself out of
Yeah.
trouble. It was
Yeah,
more
it's fight or
my
flight.
mother is
It was fight
barreling
or
up the
flight.
stairs.
It didn't matter
I
what
need
it-
to
it didn't matter-
survive.
It didn't matter
It
what
was
I'd
more
done
like
to
fight
it.
or flight.
Yeah, it
like,
didn't matter what I'd done to it. Like even if I said, "Oh, it fell off the table" or something like that, you know, like an honest accident, I was still going to get the shit kicked out of me. So,
Yeah.
so,
Okay.
it was-
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh,
Chicken has a call.
Chickens has a call in the middle of a podcast. Shame on him.
Selfish.
Yeah.
Selfish wanker.
I'm gonna.
Cheat.
To be fair, when he comes back, I think we'll do the outro to this anyway, because it's been a good
Mhm.
podcast.
Knobhead. Okay.
Yeah, what a prick.
There
What
you
an
go.
asshole. Wait,
Hello, I'm Chicken. Oh,
Can I unmute him? Can I somehow
he's trying-
unmute?
he's
That would be
pressing the-
hilarious
he
if I could force
he press-
unmute.
No,
What's
No,
going
you
on
can't.
here? Okay, well, goodbye.
Oh,
See
here
you
he is,
later,
here he
my
is.
brother.
And he's back.
My friends told me to freaking add somebody to a clan on Rust.
Clan.
You got phone called because of that.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
would hang up and say, "Stop wasting my fucking time."
Piss
hang
off.
up."
I'm in the middle of a podcast.
I wish
That's
shit about
what
your
I told
game,
him. I told him I'm in
mate.
the middle of a podcast, and he's just like, "Dude, just open up Rust while you're in the middle of a podcast." I'm like,
Well, I mean,
No.
fortunately for your friend, I think that is all we have time for today anyway. So I'd like to say thank you to everyone for joining me today. Of course,
Hey,
it's a bit different than
I-
last time. Thank you first of all to Jarber for coming on again. And of course to Chicken and Muppet. Chicken, who's playing Rust right now.
I have to because my friends could kick my ass if I don't do anything about this.
But yeah,
Well,
so
and beat the shit out of him. Yeah.
yeah. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to leave a link to everyone's respective channels, Twitch and YouTube. And of course, also to my Discord, which is new. I forgot to link it on my last podcast. So feel free to join us there, and maybe you could be on the podcast too. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Subscribe to Jarbops, because better.
Subscribe to Jar.
Shameless plug.
Shameless
Already
Just
being cut
genuine
out,
plug.
already being censored as we speak.
Jarbops, remember to send me that clip of what Chicken said.
Oh, of course, we'll do.
What?
He's unaware of. He's unaware of. He's
Yeah.
unaware of. I just send it to me and I'll send it
Will
to
do,
this
will
one
do.
at one point.
Thank you guys so
What
much
did
for
I
watching.
say?
Nothing.
So thank you guys so much for watching, and hold on, I've got to wait for you guys to be
Yeah.
quiet before I do this. Sorry.
Okay.
So thank you guys so much for
So
watching. and
anyways,
Go on, then.
I'll fucking kill all of you.
Just read up, just read up. Yeah.
Alright, okay.
Thank you guys so
Well,
much
go
for
on
watching. No, here we go. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.
then.